Welcome to HD Coins World. Do you have a jar full of Lincoln pennies just lying around? What if I told you, hidden in that change could be a coin worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? Stay with me, because today, we're diving into the incredible story of the 1960 Lincoln penny and other jaw-dropping cents that could turn your spare change into serious cash. Let's talk about the fascinating world of Lincoln pennies. These humble copper coins have been around for over a century. But did you know that certain dates and mint marks can make them worth a small fortune? That's right. What looks like an ordinary penny could actually be a rare gem hiding in plain sight. And the 1960 Lincoln cent is one of those hidden treasures. The 1960 penny has a secret. In that year, the U.S. Mint made two versions, the large date and the small date. They might look similar to the untrained eye, but collectors can easily tell the difference, and so can you, once you know what to look for. The small date version from Philadelphia, in pristine condition, is especially desirable. Why? Because it's far scarcer and harder to find in gem condition. When one appears in excellent quality, collectors go wild. So how do you spot a rare 1960 penny, or any other Lincoln treasure? First, always look at the date and mint mark. In the case of the 1960 penny, compare the height of the digits. On the small date, the 0 is higher than the 6. Next, look for mint errors, double dies, off-center strikes, and repunched mint marks can dramatically increase a penny's value. Use a magnifying glass or coin loop and compare your finds with high-resolution images on trusted coin websites. It's easier than you think, but the 1960 penny is just the beginning. There are many other valuable Lincoln cents out there. Ever heard of the 1943 copper penny? It was made in copper by mistake during the war and once sold for nearly $500,000. Or how about the 1955 double die, famous for its dramatic doubling of the date and lettering, another penny that collectors are willing to pay six figures for? And don't forget the 1972 double die, 1983 reverse double die, and the 1992 close AM variety. These may look ordinary but can be worth thousands if in excellent shape. Here are a few quick tips for collectors. Always store your coins in non-PVC holders to avoid damage over time. Keep them in a cool, dry place away from humidity. For coins you believe are rare or valuable, consider having them professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC. Now, let's talk value. Because this is where it gets really exciting. A 1960 small date Lincoln penny in near perfect condition can be worth $68,000 to the right collector. The legendary 1943 copper penny? One sold for nearly $500,000. Even more common pennies like the 1955 double die or the 1972 double die have sold for over $100,000, depending on condition. Why are collectors willing to pay these prices? It's the combination of rarity, condition, mint errors, and demand. The better the condition and the rarer the variety, the more valuable your coin becomes. Some coins are considered the Holy Grail for Lincoln penny collectors, especially when they're certified in mint state condition with a high grade. The hunt is real and incredibly rewarding, so next time you see a penny on the ground, don't pass it by. It might be your lucky day. Do you have a rare 1960 penny or another valuable Lincoln cent? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your story. Thanks a lot for watching HD Coins World. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing stories about rare US coins. Your next big discovery could be sitting in your pocket right now. Number 2. Do you have a jar full of Lincoln pennies just collecting dust? What if I told you that one of those could be worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands, of dollars? Stay tuned, because today we're uncovering the secrets behind the rare and valuable 1990 Lincoln penny, and showing you how to spot these hidden treasures in your own collection. Let's start with a close-up. Picture a shiny Lincoln penny under a magnifying glass, the date reading, 1990, and a small DE mint mark underneath. Seems ordinary, right? But here's the twist. Some of these coins are far from ordinary. In fact, the 1990 penny can be incredibly valuable under the right conditions. Lincoln cents have been minted for over a century, and while many are common, certain years and mint mark combinations, called key dates, are highly sought after by collectors. These coins are often scarce due to low mintage numbers, striking errors, or other unique features that make them stand out. The 1990 penny is one of those coins that can surprise even seasoned collectors. While most are worth just face value, certain rare varieties, especially those with high-grade mint state quality or unique die characteristics, can command shocking prices. So how do you know if your 1990 penny is one of the valuable ones? Here's what to look for. Start by checking the mint mark. The D stands for Denver, and it's important to make sure it hasn't been tampered with or worn down. Next, examine the date. Some collectors confuse this issue with the rare 1990 no S proof penny, which was accidentally minted without the S mint mark. That coin, although from a different mint, caused collectors to start paying closer attention to the 1990s. Now, turn your attention to the coin's strike quality. Are the details sharp and well centered? If the coin looks almost untouched, meaning it has minimal marks, no wear, and a strong, bright luster, it may qualify as a mint state coin. These high-grade examples are the ones collectors love, and grading plays a huge role in their value. Also, be on the lookout for error varieties. Double dies, off-center strikes, repunched mint marks. These minting mistakes add to a coin's rarity and appeal. One known error on the 1990 penny includes a misaligned die strike, which causes the design to appear slightly off-center. Don't underestimate the importance of research. Use comparison photos from reliable coin websites, and consider getting your coin graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade can dramatically boost your coin's value and credibility. Now, beyond the 1990 penny, there are other Lincoln cents that have sold for astronomical amounts. The 1943 copper penny is one of the most famous examples. One of these coins sold for nearly $500,000 because it was struck in copper instead of steel during World War II. Then there's the 1955 double die, with its dramatic doubling of the date and lettering, and the 1972 double die, both of which have crossed $100,000 in mint state condition. Want to protect your collection? Store your coins in acid-free flips or coin capsules, avoid handling them with bare hands, and always keep them in a climate-controlled environment. These small steps will help maintain their condition and their value. Now for the moment you've been waiting for. A 1990 Lincoln penny in flawless mint state condition can be worth as much as $42,000. Why so much? Because collectors are always looking for the best of the best, and when only a few coins survive in such pristine shape, demand goes way up. Add that to the thrill of finding one in your own change jar, and you've got the perfect hobby that could also bring in real money. So the next time you reach for your spare change, take a closer look. Your next great discovery might be hiding in plain sight. Have you found a rare penny in your collection? Drop a comment below and tell us your story. We love hearing about lucky finds from fellow coin enthusiasts. Number 3. Do you have a jar full of Lincoln pennies hiding somewhere in your house? That loose change might just hold a hidden treasure worth tens of thousands of dollars. Today, we're uncovering the secret behind the 1976 Lincoln penny, a coin that may look ordinary but can be worth a surprising fortune. If you're a coin collector, a history lover, or just curious about what might be sitting in your pocket, this video is for you. Let's begin with a close-up view. Imagine the lens zooming in on a shining 1976 penny. It glows with age, the profile of Lincoln proudly displayed, the date, 1976, boldly struck. It might seem like just another coin, but some of these pennies have become must-haves for serious collectors. Believe it or not, even modern pennies like the 1976 can carry serious value. It all comes down to a few key factors: rarity, condition, mint errors, and historical significance. While 1976 was not a low mintage year, certain rare errors and high-grade versions of this penny are now considered highly collectible. Let's talk about key dates. These are specific years and mint marks where coins are especially rare, either due to limited production or special features. While the 1976 penny isn't a typical key date, there are versions of this coin with valuable mint errors that elevate its status. Coins with striking mistakes, like double dies, off-center strikes, or even struck through debris, can fetch impressive prices at auction. So how can you tell if your 1976 penny is valuable? Start by checking the mint mark. You'll see either a D for Denver or no mint mark at all, indicating Philadelphia. Now, inspect the coin closely. Are the letters or numbers slightly doubled? Does the coin seem off-center? These could be signs of rare mint errors. You'll also want to check the overall condition. Coins in mint state, meaning they look almost brand new, with no signs of wear, are far more valuable. If your 1976 penny has sharp details, original luster, and no scratches or discoloration, it could be worth sending in for grading. Use a magnifier to look closely at the fine details, and compare what you see with known era listings online. Still not sure? Visit trusted resources like PCGS, NGC, or Variety Vista to help identify rare varieties. These sites offer side-by-side images and grading scales to guide collectors of all levels. And if your coin looks promising, submit it to be professionally graded. This adds credibility and can multiply its value. Beyond the 1976 penny, Lincoln cents have a long history of valuable finds. The 1943 copper penny, a coin made in error during World War II, once sold for nearly $500,000. Then there's the 1955 double die, the 1992 close AM, and the 1969 S double die, all of which have brought in serious cash when found in excellent condition. To protect your collection, be sure to store your coins properly. Use non-PVC flips, airtight capsules, or acid-free holders. Avoid touching your coins with bare fingers. Use gloves to keep them free of oils and dirt. And always keep them in a safe, dry place to prevent corrosion over time. Now, let's talk about the real excitement: value. A 1976 Lincoln penny in mint state, excellent condition with a rare error, has sold for as much as $48,000. Yes, a single penny, worth less than a cent when it was made, can now be worth thousands if it's the right combination of error, rarity, and pristine condition. Why are collectors willing to pay that much? Because perfect examples are incredibly rare. Add in a striking mint error or a unique variety, and collectors will do whatever it takes to add that coin to their collection. That's the thrill of coin collecting. Every coin tells a story, and every pocket full of change could be hiding a historical treasure. So take a look at your pennies. You never know what's waiting to be discovered. Have you found a 1976 penny with an unusual feature? Think you might have something rare? Share your story in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Number 4. Do you have a jar full of Lincoln pennies lying around? You might be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. In this video, we'll reveal the secrets of one of the most fascinating and mysterious coins in U.S. history, the 1982 Lincoln penny. It's a coin that changed everything and, under the right conditions, could be worth thousands. Let's dive into why this particular penny has collectors on the hunt. Picture this: a shiny copper penny under a microscope. The 1982 date clearly visible, with the familiar image of Lincoln looking right back at you. It seems like just another coin, until you realize that 1982 wasn't just any year in U.S. coinage history. It was the year the U.S. Mint switched from copper to zinc. And that's where things get really interesting. The 1982 penny came in 7 known varieties, because the mint used both copper and zinc planchets during the transition. Some had large dates, some had small dates, and some had different compositions. But only one is considered a holy grail among penny collectors: the 1982 copper small date penny. This coin technically shouldn't exist. All small date 1982 pennies were supposed to be struck on zinc planchets. So when one was discovered struck on a copper planchet, it shocked the coin world. That mistake makes it one of the rarest Lincoln cents ever made, and it's still surrounded by mystery and excitement. So how do you know if you're holding the treasure? Start by checking the date and mint mark. It must say 1982 Then, look closely at the style of the numbers, small date versus large date. On a small date, the 2 is curved and the 8 is more symmetrical. Compare it with online charts from trusted sources like PCGS or NGC to be sure. Next, test the coin's weight. A copper penny from 1982 should weigh about 3.11 grams, while a zinc penny weighs about 2.5 grams. A digital scale can quickly reveal what you've got. If your 1982D small date penny weighs over 3 grams, you may be holding one of the rarest pennies in American coin history. Collectors love coins like this because they're a blend of accident and history. A printing error that slipped past the US Mint and made its way into circulation. Add the fact that very few have been confirmed, and you have a coin that commands premium prices at auctions. Let's not stop there. There are other valuable Lincoln cents to look out for, like the 1943 copper penny, the 1955 double die, and the 1972 double die. Even common-looking coins can become valuable if they feature mint errors such as off-center strikes, double strikes, or die cracks. To preserve your pennies and maximize their value, store them in protective holders. Avoid cleaning your coins. It can ruin their surfaces and dramatically reduce their worth. If you think you have a rare coin, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Their certification can significantly increase your coin's market appeal. Now, the big question: how much is this rare 1982D copper small date penny worth? One example in excellent condition was valued at around $37,000. That's right, just one penny, worth nearly the price of a luxury vacation, all because of a small minting mistake and a collector's eye for detail. This is exactly why collectors are so passionate about Lincoln pennies. It's the thrill of the unexpected. The joy of discovering that something so small, so ordinary, could actually be extraordinary. So the next time you're going through your spare change, don't dismiss those pennies. One of them might just change your life. Have you found a strange or rare-looking 1982 penny in your collection? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your story. Number 5. Do you have a jar full of old Lincoln pennies just collecting dust? You might want to take a second look, because hidden among those coins could be a 1961D Lincoln cent worth a surprising amount of money. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story behind the 1961D penny, why collectors chase it, what makes certain varieties incredibly valuable, and how you can tell if you're holding a small treasure in your hand. Let's start with a close-up shot of the coin, a well-worn 1961D penny gleaming under a light. It may look like a common coin, but there's more to this Lincoln cent than meets the eye. In fact, some examples of this coin, under the right conditions, have sold for tens of thousands of dollars. The 1961D penny was minted in Denver, and while millions were produced, not all were created equal. Some coins from this year contain fascinating mint errors and valuable die varieties that have sent collectors into a frenzy. What sets these pennies apart? It comes down to the details. And that's what makes coin collecting such an exciting hobby. Collectors often talk about key dates, those years when rare errors or low mintages make a coin much more desirable. While the 1961D isn't a key date at first glance, certain varieties of this penny have become highly sought after, particularly ones with RPMs, repunched mint marks, and die breaks. So, how can you spot a valuable 1961D penny? First, examine the date and mint mark closely. A repunched D mint mark looks like a shadow or doubling of the letter. This is an indication that the mint mark was stamped more than once, a result of how coins were made in that era. Use a magnifying glass or a coin microscope to help you spot this detail. Next, check the overall condition of the coin. Collectors love coins in great shape. Coins with minimal wear and strong detail can fetch much higher prices. You'll also want to look for possible die cracks, off-center strikes, or double dies, all of which increase a coin's rarity and value. And don't stop there. There are many Lincoln penny varieties that carry major value, like the 1943 bronze penny, the 1955 double die, or the rare 1983 double die reverse. These coins all share one thing in common, a small difference that adds up to a big price tag. To protect your collection and maximize its value, make sure to store your coins in acid-free holders or coin flips. Avoid cleaning your coins. It can reduce their grade and appeal to serious collectors. If you believe you have something special, submit it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade can dramatically boost your coin's value and desirability. Now, here's what you've been waiting for: the price. A rare 1961D penny, featuring a clear repunched mint mark and found in excellent condition, once sold for $64,000. That's right, one small penny, worth enough to change someone's life, simply because of a minting anomaly and its superb preservation. Collectors love these coins because they're a piece of history, minted over 60 years ago, and still circulating today, unnoticed by most. But to the trained eye, a 1961 penny isn't just change, it's a chance, a mystery, and sometimes even a jackpot. So, grab your jars, your drawers, your coin rolls, and start looking. You never know what's hiding in plain sight. If you've found a strange-looking 1961 penny or any rare coin, drop your story in the comments. We love hearing from fellow collectors. Number 6. Do you have a jar full of old Lincoln pennies sitting somewhere in your house? You might want to take a second look, because tucked away in that change could be a 1973 Lincoln cent worth far more than you'd expect. In this video, we'll explore how a common penny from 1973 might secretly be one of the rarest and most valuable pieces in your entire collection. Let's zoom in on the 1973 penny, a coin that millions of people have handled and passed over without a second thought. But there's something fascinating about this coin. Some examples hide tiny details that could turn them into treasures worth thousands of dollars. Lincoln pennies have been in circulation for more than a century, but certain years, known to collectors as key dates, stand out because of limited mintages, unusual errors, or striking varieties. While 1973 might not sound rare on its own, certain versions of this coin feature rare die varieties, repunched mint marks, and minting errors that push their value sky high. So how can you tell if your 1973 penny is something special? It starts with careful inspection. First, examine the date and mint mark, specifically the D for Denver. Look for signs of a repunched mint mark, RPM, where the letter appears doubled or shadowed. These small anomalies were caused during the minting process and are highly sought after by collectors. Next, check for doubled dies, where design elements like Lincoln's profile, lettering, or date appear doubled. You might also find off-center strikes, die cracks, or bubbles on the surface, all signs of mint errors that can increase a penny's value dramatically. Use a magnifier or coin microscope to help catch these details that the naked eye might miss, and don't stop at just the 1973 penny. Many Lincoln cents, from the 1944 steel wheat penny to the 1982 small date copper penny, have variations that turn ordinary coins into collector gold. If you love the thrill of the hunt, learning how to identify these varieties is key. To keep your collection safe and preserve its value, always handle coins carefully by the edges and store them in protective holders. Avoid cleaning your coins, as that can damage the surface and decrease their value significantly. For coins you think may be rare, consider sending them to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC for professional authentication and evaluation. Collectors love coins like the 1973 because they represent hidden history, ordinary coins that turn extraordinary through quirks of the minting process. And now, let's talk about value. A rare 1973 Lincoln cent, in pristine condition and featuring a clear repunched mint mark or major die variety, has been sold for as much as $48,000. Why such a high price? Because rarity, condition, and demand drive the coin market, and a flawless coin with a significant mint error is exactly what serious collectors are willing to pay top dollar for. It's not just about the metal or age, it's about the story and uniqueness of each coin, so what are you waiting for? Dig through that change jar, go through your coin rolls, and keep your eyes open. You never know when a little copper coin could reveal itself as a hidden gem. If you found a strange or valuable penny, tell us your story in the comments. We love hearing about your discoveries. Number 7. Do you have a jar full of Lincoln pennies hiding in your kitchen drawer or closet? You might be holding a rare gem that could be worth a small fortune. Today, we're diving deep into the story of the 1967 Lincoln cent, a coin many overlook, but one that holds incredible surprises for collectors who know what to look for. You're about to discover why this unassuming penny could be one of the most valuable in your entire collection. Let's start by zooming in on a crisp 1967 Lincoln cent. At first glance, it looks just like any other penny, copper-colored, Lincoln's profile, familiar date. But hidden in the details is where the real treasure lies. Some of these coins are worth far more than 1 cent, and it's not just because of age. It's about errors, varieties, and condition, the three things collectors chase the most. The world of Lincoln pennies is full of surprises. While billions have been minted over the years, certain years and types, known as key dates, stand out for their rarity and value. And 1967 is one of them. Although this coin came out during a time when the U.S. Mint suspended the use of mint marks to discourage coin hoarding, collectors still uncovered extraordinary examples from that year with unusual features and stunning errors. So what should you be looking for in a 1967 penny? First, check for double die varieties, coins where parts of the design appear doubled due to a misalignment in the die during striking. These can often be found in the date, the word Liberty, or the motto, In God We Trust. Even the faintest doubling can significantly raise a coin's value. Next, look for die cracks, cuds, and off-center strikes. These errors occur when the coin isn't struck properly, resulting in misaligned or incomplete designs. One famous 1967 Lincoln cent has an obvious off-center strike that made it a star in the coin world. These are the kinds of mistakes collectors love because they are visual, rare, and easy to spot even without special equipment. And speaking of equipment, always have a magnifier or coin loop when searching your pennies. The tiniest detail can mean the difference between a coin worth 1 cent and one worth thousands. Compare your coin to verified images online or consult trusted coin reference books. Resources like the PCGS or NGC websites are great for learning about grading, errors, and recent auction sales, but don't stop there. There are other valuable pennies beyond the famous top 10. Variants from the 1950s, 1970s, and even modern-day examples can bring major returns if they're rare enough or preserved in brilliant condition. Preservation is key. Handle coins by the edges, store them in holders, and never clean them. A clean coin can lose most of its collector value. Coin collectors are drawn to the 1967 penny not just because of its rarity, but because it marks an interesting chapter in American minting history. It's a year with no mint marks, transitional designs, and subtle production shifts, all of which open the door to errors and rare varieties. Coins from this period in mint state red, the brightest copper tone, can command high prices if they also feature those unique traits. And now, let's talk about just how valuable the 1967 Lincoln penny can be. A rare 1967 cent with a dramatic off-center strike, die crack, or doubled die, preserved in excellent red uncirculated condition, has sold for as much as $60,000. Why such a high price? Because collectors prize coins that are both unusual and immaculate. Rarity alone isn't enough. Condition and visual appeal seal the deal. A coin that combines those traits becomes a dream piece in any serious collection. So if you've got a jar of pennies waiting to be searched, now's the time to start hunting. The next rare treasure could be hiding right under your nose. Number 8. Do you have a jar full of Lincoln pennies? You might be sitting on a small fortune. Discover the 10 rarest and most valuable Lincoln pennies, and learn how to spot them in your own collection. Today, we're diving into the mysterious world of the 1975 Lincoln penny, a coin you might already own without realizing its hidden value. Picture this: a coin most people overlook every day could be worth thousands of dollars. Right now, you're about to learn what makes the 1975 1-cent coin one of the sleeper hits among collectors. Let's zoom in on this unassuming yet fascinating piece of American coinage. Many Lincoln pennies, especially from the 1970s, were minted in the billions. But within those massive batches lie rare variations, key dates, unique errors, and pristine conditions that elevate them from pocket change to prized collectibles. The 1975 penny is no exception. Now, what makes the 1975 so special? It's not just the date or mint mark. It's the details. Look closely at doubling on the date, mint mark, or even Lincoln's profile. Some rare varieties show striking errors like off-center strikes, broad strikes, or die cracks, all of which increase their value dramatically. Want to find out if you've struck copper gold? Flip through your collection and focus on these things. Look at the date. Is it clearly struck or shows doubling? Check the mint mark. Is it oddly placed or misshapen? Examine for unusual features. Does the coin look off-center? Does the rim seem distorted? Serious collectors and dealers hunt for crisp strikes, clean surfaces, and minimal wear. And if your 1975D penny has it all, congratulations, you've found a true gem. Even if you don't own one of the top 10 rare Lincoln pennies, there are many other valuable varieties worth looking out for. For example, double die obverse, die clashes, and even coins struck on the wrong planchet are among the rarest of finds. To protect your treasures, store them in acid-free coin holders or airtight capsules. Avoid touching the surface directly. Skin oils can damage them over time. For appraisals and grading, trusted names like PCGS and NGC are top tier in the industry. The hunt for valuable coins isn't just a hobby. It's a thrilling journey into American history, craftsmanship, and hidden value. And yes, a single coin found in a jar or pocket can change everything. So what's a 1975D penny really worth? If you find one in excellent condition, especially with a sharp strike, era variety, or full red luster, it could fetch as much as $48,000. That's right, $48,000 for a coin that costs just 1 cent to make. Collectors love these coins not only for their monetary value, but also because they represent rarity, story, and a bit of luck. Just like the 1943 copper penny and the 1955 double die, which have sold for upwards of $500,000, the 1975D is gaining attention and value with each passing year. Number 9. Do you have a jar full of Lincoln pennies? You might be sitting on a small fortune. Discover the 10 rarest and most valuable Lincoln pennies, and learn how to spot them in your own collection. Welcome back to HD Coins World. Today, we're zooming in on a coin that many people overlook, the 1971D Lincoln penny. At first glance, it may look like any ordinary cent. But with the right variety, condition, and collector interest, this little copper coin can be worth a whole lot more. Let's start with a visual. Imagine a close-up of a glowing 1971D penny under a magnifying glass. That small D under the date tells you it was minted in Denver. And within that mint run, rare gems were created. These are the coins that collectors dream of finding. Most people don't realize that some of the most common-looking Lincoln pennies can actually be incredibly valuable. The secret lies in understanding key dates, mint errors, and how condition impacts value. The 1971D penny is a perfect example. While billions were minted, only a tiny fraction remain in high-grade, uncirculated condition. And even fewer display the rare die errors that turn a penny into a prized collectible. Here's how to check if you've got a winner. Look for doubling. Some 1971D pennies show doubling on the date or lettering, a result of a misaligned die. This is known as a double die error, and it can dramatically increase value. Examine the mint mark. The D may be repunched or oddly placed. This is known as a RPM, or repunched mint mark, and collectors pay big for clear examples. Check the coin's condition. Does it have a brilliant, original red tone? No heavy marks? Coins with full original luster are always more valuable. Die cracks, off-center strikes, and misaligned dies are also highly sought after. So, the key is to carefully inspect every coin and compare it to verified images from trusted coin sites and grading services. And it doesn't stop with just the 1971D. There are many rare Lincoln penny varieties from the 1970s that are hiding in plain sight, especially coins struck on the wrong metal planchets, or those with dramatic off-center strikes. These oddities can be worth far more than their face value. If you're starting a collection or just curious about your change jar, here's a tip. Always store coins in non-PVC holders or coin flips. This helps protect their surface from damage and preserves their grade. And when you think you've found something valuable, get it authenticated by a reputable grading company like PCGS or NGC. Now let's talk numbers. Everyone wants to know, what's the value of a rare 1971D penny? If your 1971D penny has a visible die error like strong doubling or a repunched mint mark, and it's in pristine condition, meaning fully red, uncirculated, and free of scratches, it could sell for as much as $10,000. But here's where it gets even more exciting. Coins that are perfectly preserved, graded at the highest levels, like MS67 Plus Red, and show clear, dramatic errors, have sold for as high as $100,000. dollars. Yes, one single penny. Collectors love these coins because of their rarity, historical significance, and the sheer thrill of finding one. Every coin tells a story, and the 1971 D Lincoln cent is one of hidden value waiting to be discovered. Thanks a lot for watching HD Coins World. If you've ever come across a strange-looking penny or think you've got a valuable one, let us know in the comments below. Who knows, you might already have a treasure sitting in your pocket. Number 10. Do you have a jar full of Lincoln pennies? You might be sitting on a small fortune. Discover the 10 rarest and most valuable Lincoln pennies, and learn how to spot them in your own collection. Welcome back to HD Coins World. Today, we're diving into a coin that's often passed over without a second glance, the 1980 D Lincoln penny. Yes, that copper penny from Denver might just be worth far more than you think. Grab your magnifying glass, because you might have a hidden gem in your collection right now. Let's zoom in. Picture a gleaming copper penny from 1980, the tiny D, just under the date. To most people, it's just another coin in their change. But to collectors, the 1980 D can be a treasure, if you know what to look for. Here's the twist. Even common pennies can be incredibly valuable if they're part of a rare variety or found in exceptional condition. What makes certain coins so valuable are what collectors call key dates. Those specific years and mint marks that are harder to find, or come with unique errors. The 1980 D penny fits this mold when certain characteristics come into play. Collectors especially love coins that show die variations, misstrikes, or those in ultra-high grade condition. So, how can you tell if your 1980 D penny is special? First, examine it under good lighting and magnification. Look closely at the mint mark. Some examples from 1980 D show signs of a repunched mint mark, RPM, a highly collectible error that occurs when the mint mark is stamped more than once in slightly different positions. Next, check for doubling on the date or lettering. This would be a double die error, which can significantly raise a penny's value if it's clear and dramatic. Also look for off-center strikes, die cracks, or blistered copper, which are signs of minting mistakes. And of course, condition matters. A penny in near-perfect, uncirculated condition, especially those graded MS67 red or higher, can command impressive prices, even without errors. Don't forget that there are other valuable Lincoln penny varieties outside of just the top 10. Pennies with unusual strike-throughs, clipped planchets, or ones struck on foreign planchets can be worth even more. That's why it's important to research, compare your finds to certified examples, and consult reliable grading resources like PCGS or NGC. Want to make sure your coins hold their value? Store them properly. Use acid-free holders or coin flips, and keep them in a cool, dry place. Avoid cleaning them. Even the tiniest scratch can lower their grade and value. Now let's talk about why the 1980 D penny is on collectors' radar. The Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions of these coins, but only a small number survived in flawless, brilliant red condition, untouched by circulation. Those that also exhibit rare errors, such as strong repunched mint marks or dramatic die doubling, become even more desirable. And now, the part you've been waiting for. What's it worth? If you're holding a 1980 D penny with a bold repunched mint mark or an eye-catching double die error in excellent condition, it could fetch as much as $2,400. But if you happen to have a perfect, high-grade specimen, no marks, full red luster, and slabbed by a top grading service, the value can soar as high as $68,000. Collectors are drawn to these coins not just because of rarity, but because of the story they tell. A small mistake at the US Mint, preserved perfectly over decades, now sitting in someone's collection, or maybe in your own coin jar. Thanks a lot for tuning in to HD Coins World. The thrill of the hunt is real, and your next valuable penny might be right under your nose. Have you checked your change lately? If you've found anything unusual or valuable, drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your story. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a discovery. Happy hunting, and may your next penny be a treasure.